Hey, this is Scott with UFOtrailers.com. Just replacing the two fan belts that are in the 2006 Range Rover Sport. A couple good tips that some other people have missed out on, and a couple other points I'd like to point out. Along with obviously removing the plenum that comes here and then attaches to your supercharger. Real simple to take out. You don't need to remove the mass airflow sensor, which is right there. But what is really nice to remove is the fan shroud and the fan. About a 36 mil wrench, and just gave the nut a couple quick taps, and then by hand it came off pretty quick. This one item here, which is like an idler pulley piece, does need to be removed. The two tensioners have right down here a 1/2 inch and 3/8 square insert that you just simply insert the ratchet into. You don't put a socket on it. You don't put a socket on that nut down there. You simply just put the end of the ratchet inside that square hole and use the ratchet to tension this pulley out. One thing that wasn't mentioned on some of the other videos was I loosened off this, I think it's a 13 mil nut, in order to make this pulley a little bit loose so I could squeeze the belt in between those two pulleys and get it out. That wasn't mentioned in any of the other videos. I'm going to tighten it up probably to about, I don't know, maybe 20 foot-pounds or so. Just snug sort of thing. I did take the tip and protected the rad from banging any tools against it to ensure that you don't end up punching a hole in your rad. Now, a lot of you Range Rover Sport people might want to know this. The heater core sometimes doesn't really blow hot air properly on the driver's side. Right here, I believe, is a electric helper pump, and it's just an electric motor, and it helps along or pulls through the antifreeze through the system. Obviously, when you bring the revs up, the fluid is then pumped through the system fairly vigorously with the water pump, which is located on the motor. Now, I believe if this little electric motor down there is a little burnt out or worn out, you don't really get the full effect of the heating system on your vehicle, which is kind of a bit of an issue. But other than that, yeah, replacing the two pulleys, real simple job. There's really not much to it at all. Yeah, just take your time, and a couple of the key tips were the square inserts that are in the outside arms. Just put the end of the ratchet in those, and then also give a couple wraps on the fan nut, which is a fairly large nut on the back side of the fan. I just kind of gave it a couple hits. Other than that, pretty simple project. And right here, I've got the routing of the belts. I'll just kind of focus in on that a little bit somehow. Now, you might want to study that just a little bit, and really kind of look at what you've got and understand where the belts go. Because once the belts are off, if you're guessing which direction these belts go, you're going to have a bit of a problem. So understand, I guess, the concept of how the belts lay out on the motor. Other than that, you know, I've got quite a lot of experience doing this sort of stuff, but yeah, it's a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10 for hardness, that's for sure. I've done a lot of other harder things in life. Anyways, over and out. If you ever need a trailer or anything like that in Alberta, or need a folding trailer, hit up my website, ufotrailers.com.